Good morning. It is 5:30 this Monday morning, and we've got all day to fish. So we are heading up to Estes Park, Colorado. From this area, you probably know exactly which river I'm going to be talking about here, but it's Monday, and this section of river that I'm wanting to hit, I normally kind of skip because it's one of those places where it's, full contact fishing, and normally don't fish it, but there's some nice fish in there. So it's Monday morning, it's early, so hoping to get up there before, everybody else gets in there. So we're going to head up there early. Sun just started getting up, so should get there, just a little after full sunrise, which will be nice. And then plan for the day is just hit that section like right below the dam. So there's a dam, and it comes out, and right next to that dam there's just a ton of fish that hang out in there, and really nice fish. I had a friend a couple of weeks ago who caught like a 24-inch brown out of there, so maybe we can get him, maybe not, and we'll check that out. And then when sun gets high and everybody else starts pouring in, we'll probably move down river into a little bit more private section of stream, which would be good. So we're gonna head up to the mountain and see how it goes. All right, just kidding. Now we can start heading to the mountain. Had to stop off at the Maverick station quick and get a burrito and a maple donut. You gotta have these things for fishing. It's just what you do. Halfway up the canyon to where we're going, and I don't know, I was thinking like this is one of my favorite drives, like early morning, beautiful out, kind of watching the sun come up around all these like rocky peaks and everything. It's just super cool. Think about where we get to live out here in the West, and I was just thinking about how I'm gonna fish today too. I've been getting into this mono rig type thing, and the huge benefit of it is it's so versatile that super easy to switch between streamers, nymphs, dries, whatever you need to do, which is super fun. So I think I'm gonna start this morning. I was kind of thinking about starting with streamers. I don't really know why, but I normally end the day with streamers. Streamers are definitely the method that I use the least, which I honestly couldn't really tell you why, but I just really love nymphing and dry fly fishing, and streamers has just never been a huge love of mine, but figured what the heck, like let's challenge ourselves and make something a little bit different. So start off, I think we're just going to do some streamer game and that sort of things, especially around that dam area, just because those fish are so pressured, because it's such easy access and whatnot, just right outside of Estes Park. And people hammer that section all the time, so I think sometimes those fish get really skittish and that sort of thing. So figured maybe try to pull a couple with a nice looking streamer, that sort of thing, especially see if I can get a bigger fish to kind of bite it in on that. And then we'll just progress through the day and see what happens. Hopefully some bug activity starts up and we can get some nice dry fly fishing going on, but we'll just see. But I'm thinking start out with streamers. We'll hit the sides of the river, see if we can pull something out of there. There's a nice bridge over there that typically holds some trout, and I've heard a tiger muskie hangs out down there too, so we're not gonna specifically try for him, but hey, if he ends up on the end of my line, I wouldn't be totally opposed to that. So we made it. It is a little bit colder and windier than I thought it would be. So I'm gonna upgrade the jacket and get ready. I was about to start casting and realized that I did not remember my sunglasses. So we are hoofing it back, trying to run over, grab the glasses. Then we're gonna fly in the water. Glasses obtained, back in business. Just like that, we were able to get one. I fished that spot for, I think I maybe got 3 casts in there. Hooked one, missed it, and then managed to get a nice little brown trout on here. So I'll show you him and we'll get back to fishing. He's a little excited. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I'm a big old dummy. I just lost one of the probably best fish I would have had of the day. It was a really nice rainbow, and just wasn't fighting him well, wasn't paying attention, and slipped off right before I could get him in the net. So stay focused. Don't, let your line hand just float about and be a jackwagon. So that's my tip for you. All right, it is about 9 a.m. Fished that, section by the dam and everything. Picked up a couple. I wasn't fighting fish super well. I got one in the net, and then I had 2 others hooked up. One really nice rainbow, and I just didn't fight them very well. I got my hand tangled up in my line. I was just kind of, floating around. Wasn't just in the right mindset and everything, and so totally my fault. It happens. But full contact fishing has started at the dam, and there are like 6 cars in the parking lots, and just not really my style. So we're gonna go ahead and pack up. We're gonna move on downstream. In that canyon, there's a lot of really nice sections, and for whatever reason, especially on weekdays, like I said, it's Monday, but on weekdays, people don't really fish down there as much. Weekends is like crazy busy, but hopefully we can go find water. I've got a spot in mind that's about 10 minutes down the road, so we're gonna pack up, load up there, and hopefully there's nobody there. I just lost another one in the fight. I don't know what's going on today, so shifting down. We're gonna try this nice little section right here, and hopefully we can learn to fight a fish today. Finally got one in the net. We're heading further downstream, and I know it kind of seems like we're picking up, we're fishing a little bit here and there, then get back in the car, going down the road and everything. And, really that's intentional. It's not how I would normally fish, but, especially on this is early runoff season, but runoff season's getting going, and they're letting a lot of water out of that dam. And so what happens is, there's more water coming downstream, and so fish are pushed into fewer and fewer places. And there's just some places where they're not going to be able to hold. And so we're kind of going through and cherry picking, especially in that first spot. We spent a little bit more time there, and just found, slow, deep, moving water, exactly where you would expect them to be right now. That's the name of the game. And so we're just going to cherry pick through and find the best sections of that, because there's just no reason to fish the other stuff. Fun to get out there and cast the fly line, I guess, but we're gonna get through. We're gonna be a little bit picky and just see what's going on. So got a few other sections we'll check out, maybe one or two more depending on productivity and how things go. So we'll see. We're gonna go and pack it up. There was lightning and stuff starting up, and so heading on home. All in all, really fun day on the water. We got two that actually we got in the nets. If we would have gotten every fish that I hooked up on, I think we probably would have had an 8-fish day or something like that, but I just wasn't fighting fish super well. Seemed like the takes were super subtle, so don't really know what was going on there. Flows were definitely heavier, which was really interesting. They're pushing a lot of water out of that dam and everything, just with this time of year and everything. And so that definitely, I think made the trout a little bit more weary, a little bit harder to get to. They were definitely pushed into just some slower spots and stuff. So I think, water was very clear, but it was running heavy. And so I think a lot of those fish, when they saw their friend get yanked out of there, kind of settled down. So, not the craziest day on there. I've had days on that river where I've caught, 30, 40 fish in a 6-hour session. And I think we fished about 4 hours and got 2 hooked up on, 6 more. So good day. Not the craziest, but awesome to get out there having fun. Wish the wind would have, not been around, but that's all right. And I think that's just the reality of fly fishing. I think a lot of, social media and everything just tells us that every day is going to be the best day ever on the water. But, the fact is, just getting out there, getting a couple fish in the net, getting the line wet, and having some fun out there. I think that's really what's important, and definitely needed it. So until next time.